Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
everyone. And hi from Nordic Summit. And this is probably going to be kind of the mirrored, right? Because, but yeah, anyways, we're here.
Yeah.
We're in Oslo at the hub, Nordic Summit.
2024.
Yes.
The third Nordic Summit.
Yeah.
We've been to both, or all three.
All three of them. First
Right.
one was in Stockholm, second in Copenhagen, and now again in Oslo. And they just announced on stage next year is going to be.
We're going to save that to the end.
Okay. Cliffhanger, you guys. Okay.
Right. So we were kind of busy today. We were doing other little bits for the Nordic Summit podcast, but there was the keynote. We did take in a few sessions. We did get a lot out of this conference. So we're just going to do a recap for everyone. This will be kind of short and sweet, as we have done other recaps in the past.
Yeah.
So first off, this morning it opened up with the keynote, and you were a part of it.
Yeah, suddenly this morning Gura asked me if I wanted to be go with her on stage to do the keynote. Now, this is not one of the. So usually a keynote is you have a keynote speaker, does some inspirational talk. This is not like that. This is purely informational, bit about where Nordic Summit coming from, and so good for all you guys to be here. And then our primary sponsors get a chance to present their products and what they're all about. So that was good. We had Link Mobility is one of the primary sponsors here, and also Vöge as a consultant company. So that was very good.
Just
short and sweet.
Yep, straight to business. Yeah, none of this. It's no better time to be a Microsoft partner and Copilot. It was just sort of like, welcome. Here's the washrooms. Here's when lunch is. Here's our sponsors. Go take in a lot of sessions, meet a lot of people, shake a lot of hands, do that kind of thing. And that was great.
Yeah, and actually, because I kind of liked the inspirational talks, right? So I was thinking that people wouldn't like it, that people were going to miss the whole inspirational talk. But when the keynote was over, and you and I, we got in here into the podcast studio, and we brought some guests in, and we asked them, "What do you think about a keynote like that?" And they loved it. So I'm not sure what I think. So
yeah, well, let us know in the comments below.
Yes,
like, subscribe.
Exactly.
Tell us what you think if you come into these community events or the bigger events. Do you like the big? Maybe that should be like a boost quest.
Maybe that should be a boost quest, because we both host events, and it's very good for us to get feedback and to see what you guys actually think about things. So this is one of those things where we want your feedback.
Perfect.
Right. So
moving on.
We spent most of the day in here talking to different people. It was an amazing experience getting to talk to speakers, attendees, sponsors, volunteers, from the people from the community. So it's been a lovely day meeting old friends and gaining new friends. So that was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you so much for helping me, being my sidekick today.
Oh, sure. Well,
yeah.
Did I have a choice?
No.
Okay, there you go.
We alternated, so that it's a Nordic Summit podcast, going to be out on Spotify, and we had loads of people coming through. So please check that out as well.
Yeah. So in all of this chaos and running around and doing this, did you get to any sessions?
Yes, I did. I did get to a session this morning. The first one I went to was Morten Krosby-Sæther. He is doing Power Pages. He works at AVD, where I used to work back in the day, so we used to be colleagues. And he had a session about how to break a Power Pages site in 5 easy steps. I absolutely love a title like that. It's so much fun. And actually what he did was he went through 5 steps of what you would do to break a Power Pages site. So you would develop directly in production, not have any source control, make everything from scratch, not reuse any components, So many good tips. And of course, how to do it right. So I know Morten was a bit nervous. He was supposed to have a co-speaker with him that couldn't come, so he had to do it himself last minute. So, and that is very impressive to kind of pull that through, being calm and collected and talking slowly and getting everyone aboard. So great job, Morten. I hope to see you on stage soon again.
Yeah. So I was able to go to our friend Yannick Reekmans.
Yeah.
He did a session on Power Platform, or not pipelines, but the Power Platform CLI, involving that with ALM, all the commands that you can use, a lot of with the how to configure all of this, how to get the build tools go up and running. A lot of interesting, neat tips and tricks. Of course, the PAC CLI has it was funny. He threw out some comment in the middle about Power Pages. I was actually on my phone and he was just trying to egg me on a little bit. And I just sort of said, he says, oh, because no one does Power Pages. And he kind of looked up like, oh, what? I said, sorry, I'm just checking my bank account.
Oh, burn. Oh, so good.
Yeah. It was good. It was a great session. Of course, Yannick's a top notch in that kind of topic. So if you ever get a chance to see his presentations about this topic, definitely check that out. It was really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you had a session.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Midday I had a session. Atera was sponsoring Nordic Summit, so we got a sponsor session. It was a 30-minute session, and what better to use that space than to showcase one of our customers? So we had the Norwegian Red Cross come in. I had Ida Holdhus and Magnus Jacobsen with me on stage, with both work at the Norwegian Red Cross. And we talked about the Power Pages project that we've done the last year that we've been there. So it was great to see them on stage. We have done this presentation once already in Norwegian at Microsoft just in June. But for them, they're not seasoned speakers to speak in English, and a lot of people in the audience. It was kind of a stretch, but they did amazing. And I really loved how they came through. And I'm just so amazed by new speakers when they do that. So very good job.
And I think these are the types of sessions that really resonate with people, because it's one thing to see a Microsoft like demoing the new latest and greatest technology that's still in preview and 6 months away. But then there's like, no, this is real. This is an actual site that is going into production, and the work that, the team has been involved to put that together, and like have other people that are living through the same thing, the different challenges. So to me, I didn't catch the whole thing. I had to kind of come in and out because of the other things. But what I did see, it was really cool to me personally that this was a real live project that I've been working on, seeing that presented and the whole team. And and you did an awesome job. I just love your presentation style. Like, it's so energetic. Might have been like the 10 monster drinks that you had today.
Maybe.
But still, whatever, it works. So now you know what to do.
Oh, I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you as well. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Nick. Then I went to another session. Did you go to?
Yeah, I went to a session with Ben freezing the last name.
Vanderback?
Yes.
Right.
And Wilvar Alcar. Okay, I messed up the name. Sorry. Again, this is what we do. The Power Platform Boost name mess up podcast. But they did a really interesting one about low code plugins versus pro dev plugins.
Right.
So they basically went through a bunch of use cases and showed how you would do it in a low code plugin versus a pro code plugin.
So interesting.
And it was just going to show that, yes, you can do a lot with low code, but there are limitations. And then, of course, the pro code, you could do a lot. But of course, there are other things. It's a lot bigger learning curve and this and that. There are performance issues. Like low code is not as performant, but doesn't always have to be, and doing integration to other things. So it was really, really fascinating. And I got to say this, the room was full. Because there is this Microsoft, just so you know, there is a lot of interest in the low code plugins. It is still in preview. Get rid of that preview tag, get this into GA so we can actually start using low code plugins in GA projects, and fix up those other little, sand off those edges, make it smooth, get it out there, because once it's out there, we're going to use it. We're going to love it.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, so good. And also, kind of goes to what we're always saying when the customer asks us, so should we use this or should we use that? The answer is always, it depends. Mm-hmm. Use the right tool for the right thing. So maybe some use cases you go the other one way, and maybe some use cases you go the other direction. And that's what we do as experts. This is our job to help our customers see which way to go when they're at those crossroads. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to Max Necker. He did a talk about, it's called Power Automate, not Power Integrate.
Great title.
I know, right? And it's about, do's and don'ts, and kind of the same thing, right? So when to use Power Automate and when not to use it. And also when you shouldn't use Power Automate, but what should you use? He talked about logic apps and Azure functions and stuff like that, right? So it was a very good and very interactive and very lightweight session, I think. So very well done, Mats. And Mats is also a very good speaker.
Oh, yeah.
Always has very good delivering skills. So yeah, good job, Mats.
Yeah. And then the other session that I kind of got the tail end for, but it was really interesting. It was about, I forget the presenters now, really sorry, but it was all about Power Effects and top 10 tips on Power Effects, how to use it more effectively. So I know other members of our team were there and they were saying it was excellent. They learned a few things about using Power Effects. And this is, again, Power Effects, as we've talked about, is an evolving language. It is getting better, especially low-code plugins. It's being used. It's showing up in Power Pages. whether you like it or not like it, you're going to have to learn Power Effects if you're going to do any kind of application development within the Power Platform.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sessions like this are super valuable. We'll try to find the names and put them in the show notes. So you can actually look at those folks on LinkedIn. They're the two guys, their blogs. They talk about what they do and get that content and get Power Effects into your head.
Yes, that's very good. And also I went to a session, tail end of a session again, because we were in and out, got the last 15 minutes of Chris Huntingford's session about how unlock AI with Purview. Now, I must admit, I don't really have Purview under my skin yet. So I was going in kind of blindly thinking, okay, I know it has something to do with governance, and I know it has something to do with kind of telemetry to see what people are doing and get some, an overview of what's going on in your tenant. I had no idea how scary Purview is. It freaked me out. I'm kind of speechless into what he showed me. Or showed us. It was classifications of documents. It was showing how it can go through all of Teams chats, all the team meetings, and also all the team meetings, the transcription.
Right. Oh, wow.
And look for swear words, look for tags, look for classified words, look for certain things. And then also then flag users that will, so he had the word UFO, for instance. It was scanned through all the documents in the tenant, all the Teams chats, everything, and look for that word. And if your user account had been flagged with one of that, then you would kind of be flagged as well. It scared the bejesus out of me. I need to go in because I use swear words all the time in my chat. So I'm kind of scared and I need to go and backtrack to see what this is. But this is very interesting, and especially for attacks and inside work and stuff like that, it is very, very powerful. So something to look into for sure.
Cool.
Yes.
So I think that was about all the sessions I was able to get in. I did meet with a lot of vendors and everything like that. And then I had my own session.
You had a session.
Yes.
So that's the last session that I went to was yours, you and Errol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Errol and I did a session on the human side of Fusion development, how the project that we worked on for the Red Cross, how the team was assembled, the parameters we went through, the ALM process, the tools we used, but really how I really hope that it related to the audience, because I asked questions: who's involved in a software implementation project? Who's been on horrible teams. And the thing is, the team that we're working on is really good, but we also I hope, laid out a recipe that if you are assembling a team or you're being a part of a team, the way that you can put that together, put the rules in place, basically get the right culture fit and things like that to make an enterprise project successful. To me, this was so important for the success of our project, and be able to tell that story of how we did it was really important to me, because yes, I love doing presentations on how to build things and how to do things technical. To me, this was next level, because to me, I think this, in terms of my career, this is one of the highlights of what I've been doing, and really love the project I'm working on, love the team I'm working on. Of course, I get to work with you all the time, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, me too.
It was really good. That was me presenting it. You attending, are you going to tell me that there's something different, or?
No, I absolutely loved it. And you have to realize, because I'm also a bit biased, right? Because I'm on the same project and I absolutely love you and Errol to death. But just seeing, because what I did was I was sitting in the front row, I kept looking behind me to see how the audience was engaging with what you said. And I've never seen so many nods and recognition, and they were kind of talking a little slowly amongst each other and pointing and taking pictures and being so interactive with you guys. You could see that everything just resonated,
right? Because
we've all been there. We've all had the shitty boss and the shitty project and the shitty product owner, and you kind of you touched on all of those pain points, but also not just touching upon it, but then also showing them that there's a better way. And actually, the solution to all of this is the human connection. That totally. And of course, you and Errol on stage, you have a so fun dynamic between the two of you. People can see that you know each other well. So you not only talk about it, but you exemplify it on stage, being so comfortable with one another, having a bit of banter and a bit of joking, and so relaxed and comfortable. It was a really good session.
Oh,
so
well, thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And then for the fun thing, we wrapped up the day, and this was something you were up on the stage with Magnus.
I've had quite the day.
Yeah. Yes.
So not only did I get to kick everything off, I also got to close everything
shut it
off.
down, right?
Shut everything down. So I'm kind of, so if I am all over the place, there's the reason my head is kind of a bit of monster Red Bulls.
Yeah. We'll record in like half an hour, and you're going to be like,
you know what?
drooling
you should
on a
be
couch.
Happy I'm not on the beer and vodka yet. Come on, give me a break.
We're almost there. We're getting there. Yes.
That's why I'm rushing and speaking so fast to you guys.
Yeah.
No, so actually me and Magnus, also one from the organizing team, we were blessed and honored to be able to close it off with a game show. We had so much fun. It was just a huge joke. Everything was just a joke. We had guessed the logo. We had screenshots from documentation where has something been altered or not. And we had people up on stage, volunteers that from the audience that was just regular attendees matched up with MVPs. And then the audience was a contestant as well. And I got to throw things at people. My mom listening. I did not kill anyone. No one was hurt. I almost broke a nose. And I almost took out an eye, but you were okay.
Everybody's okay. Yeah.
I actually threw a bag at Yannick, and without knowing that there was a cup inside the bag. Yeah. He was okay. He caught the bag just in time before it hit his nose. So,
because you would never hear the end of it if it did.
I know. I'm not going to hear the end of it now.
No, probably not.
And I didn't. So yeah, but and to be fair, I did tell everyone up front, I cannot throw things to save my life. So it was all on Magnus allowing me to throw things. I will not do it again.
Cool. So
it was a lot of fun. And now we're here and we're just waiting to go upstairs.
Right. But we have to tell the people where.
Right. We're going to get thrown out. So we're going to have to wrap this up.
So next year it's going to be in Sweden.
In Sweden. Yes. And we don't know if it's going to be Copenhagen. Maybe it's going to be Gothenburg. Who knows?
Copenhagen's in Denmark.
I'm sorry. I'm a bit worn out. I mean, Stockholm.
So Sweden.
Yeah. Well, I don't know geography, so.
See you then. Anyways, see you on the next episode. We'll have a regular episode coming out probably
Wednesday.
Yeah,
of course.
So see you then.
See you then.
Okay, bye.